every Sunday, though the funeral was years ago. Sat alone beneath the pine trees where the cold river flows. The people in Crow Creek whisper every time she passed them by, 'cause grief had carved its signature deep behind her eyes. Her husband disappeared one winter when the river broke its banks. Nobody ever came back home. No answers, no thanks, and just an empty chair at supper and a photograph on the wall. The kind of silence that grows louder every time night falls. The wind blew cold, the church bell cried, and every memory stayed alive. Widow Crow Creek, standing in the rain. Widow Crow Creek, still carrying the pain. The river stole a man away, but never took his name. Widow Crow Creek, still calling through the rain. She kept a silver locket wrapped in velvet worn thin. Inside was a faded picture of who he'd once been. Every Friday at sunset, she walked down to the shore, leaving wild magnolias where she'd stood before. Some called it devotion, some called it a curse, but love don't always disappear just because it hurts. And though the years kept moving like the current downstream, part of her still lived beside him in a half-forgotten dream. The moon hung low, the reeds swayed slow, and the river carried what she never let go. Widow Crow Creek, standing in the rain. Widow Crow Creek, still carrying the pain. The river stole a man away, but never took his name. Widow Crow Creek, still calling through the rain. Boots stomping, chains swinging, church bells ringing, night singing. The silver locket open, the river whisper low. Some hearts keep waiting long after they know. Widow Crow Creek, stronger than before. Widow Crow Creek, still watching from the shore. The river keeps its secrets, the years keep rolling on, but the widow of Crow Creek still keeps the flame alive. The sunset touched the water, the church bell rang once more, and she placed another magnolia beside the river's shore. dangerous highway with a storm cloud at her back. A red dress dancing in the wind like fire against the gray. Every truck that passed slowed down, but she never looked their way. Nobody knew where she'd come from. Nobody knew her name. But before the night was over, the whole town felt the same, like she stepped out of a ghost story or an old southern dream, the kind that leaves you wondering what was real and what it seemed. The thunder rolled, the street lights glowed, and every eye followed where she'd go. Red dress in the rain, burning through the storm. Red dress in the rain, like a heart refusing to mourn. The lightning couldn't touch her, the wind couldn't make her sway. Red dress in the rain, still walking through the gray. She stopped inside the roadhouse where the jukebox played too loud. The room went quiet for a moment, like she'd stolen all the sound. An old man near the corner dropped his whiskey to the floor, said he knew that face from somewhere, from a lifetime before. Then she smiled and kept on moving toward the river by the tracks, while the rain came down in sheets and the night turned almost black. Some followed from a distance but lost her in the storm, like she belonged to something beyond this world we've known. The river rose, the cold wind blew, and every rumor started growing roots. Red dress in the rain, burning through the storm. Red dress in the rain, like a heart refusing to mourn. The lightning couldn't touch her, the wind couldn't make her sway. Red dress in the rain, still walking through the gray. Boots stomping, chains rattling, thunder crashing, night unraveling. A flash of red, a flash of light, then she vanished into the night. Red dress in the rain, still haunting every tale. Red dress in the rain, like a ship without a sail. The storm moved on by morning, but the legend still remains of the woman no one found in the red dress and the rain. The highway runs through Cypress, the river keeps a name, and every time the thunder comes, they remember the rain. the front porch, facing west toward the fading sun. Been sitting there since the winter, when my old man's race was run. Mama never moved it, said some things deserve their place, like the boots beside the doorway and the memory of a face. The preacher talked to heaven and streets of shining gold, but grief don't listen much to stories it's already told. So every evening at sundown, I pass that weathered seat, wondering why the good Lord let some roads in so incomplete. The wind blows soft, the screen door sways, and the silence grows at the end of the day. God's empty chair, still waiting on the porch. God's empty chair, like a lighthouse in the dark. I don't know all the answers, I don't know why life's unfair, but every prayer starts somewhere in God's empty chair. One summer night a storm came, rolling hard across the hills, the kind that shakes old windows and makes the whole world still. I sat there through the thunder with a bottle and regret, talking to the darkness about things I can't forget. Then the clouds began to open and the rain slowed to a fall. For a second I could almost hear my old man's voice and all, not telling me the future, not solving every scar, just reminding me that love survives no matter where we are. The river flows, the years move on, but some hearts stay long after they're gone. God's empty chair, still waiting on the porch. God's empty chair, like a lighthouse in the dark. I don't know all the answers, I don't know why life's unfair, but every prayer starts somewhere in God's empty chair. Boots stomping, chains swinging, church bells ringing, night singing. The storm rode east, the stars appeared, and somehow the weight got lighter here. God's empty chair, still standing through the years. God's empty chair, holding hope through all these tears. The porch light keeps burning like a promise in the air, and I still find peace in God's empty chair. The sun dropped beyond the valley, the whippoorwill sang somewhere, and the night settled softly around God's empty chair. In God's empty chair. like a badge forged out of steel. My father carried it quietly, like a wound that wouldn't heal. That name hangs over Crow Creek, painted on an old store sign, faded by the years and weather, but still refusing to die. Every town has a story, every family has a past. Some spend their whole lives running from shadows built to last. I spent years on the highway trying to leave it all behind, but every road kept turning back toward that county line. The miles rolled by, the engines roared, but some things wait at your front door. The name they left me ain't just letters on a page. The name they left me carries every scar and age. I can curse it, I can fight it, I can try to walk away, but the name they left me still lives in me today. I found a box inside the attic, covered in Tennessee dust, filled with photographs and stories of people I should trust. There were heroes and there were sinners, dreamers and broken men. Some built barns and churches, some never made amends. And looking through those memories, I finally understood a name ain't what defines you, it's what you choose to do with it. The past can hand you a burden or a reason to stand tall. The difference comes down to whether you answer the call. The river flows, the black oak stands, and every future starts in your hands. The name they left me ain't just letters on a page. The name they left me carries every scar and age. I can curse it, I can fight it, I can try to walk away, but the name they left me still lives in me today. Stomping, chains breaking, old walls fall in daylight. Waking, the sign still hangs, but now I see the name dawn on me. It walks with me. The name they left me now feels a little less heavy. The name they left me built from blood and memory. I'll carry it forward, but I'll write my own story. The name they left me won't be the end of me. The sun set over Crow Creek, the store sign caught the flame, and for the first time in my life, I was proud to say my name. Mama carved a name in a black oak barrel back when the river still ran wild. Said, boy, this wood remembers everything, even the tears I never cried. Down in the smoke of the copper still, where the angels took their share, there was always something left behind, floating heavy in the air. Grandpa called it the devil's cut, the part that never comes back home, the whiskey lost inside the timber, the things a man can't own.
Every generation leaves a mark, every generation pays a cost. Some inherit land and fortune,
some inherit what got lost. I'm drinking from the devil's cut, a little blood, a little rust, a little pain passed down to me, mixed into this Tennessee dust.
the black oak cracked like thunder when I finally spoke my name.
I'm drinking from the devil's cut,
But I won't leave here the same.
the barrel sat there through the winters, holding secrets in the grain. Every scar along its surface looked a lot like family pain. Mama said, don't fear your shadows, just don't let them lead the way, 'cause every curse can lose its power
When somebody chooses to stay.
The river kept on rolling south, the years kept rolling too, but the stories trapped inside that wood,
We're finally breaking through.
I hear the ghosts inside the silence, but they don't own me anymore. The inheritance I carried ain't.
The inheritance I leave for sure.
I'm drinking from the devil's cut, a little blood, a little rust, a little pain passed down to me,
Mixed into this Tennessee dust.
the black oak crack like thunder when I finally
Spoke my name.
I'm drinking from the devil's cut,
But I won't leave here the same.
every family has a barrel,
Every family has a flame,
something hidden in the darkness,
something nobody wants to name.
but I came here for redemption.
Not another chain to drag.
The devil took his portion,
Now I'm taking mine back.
I'm drinking from the devil's cut,
But it ain't drinking me tonight.
the black oak gave me answers,
Oh, the whiskey gave me sight.
the barrel holds the old story.
But I get to choose the end.
I'm drinking from the devil's cut,
And breaking the curse again.
Mama's mark is still there,
Deep inside the oak.
and the last thing the barrel taught me
Was how to let go, 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 go.
was sitting in the back room of the Rust Creek Bar at 10 with a bottle of Tennessee Fire and a head full of old sins. The rain was hitting hard outside like fist against the glass, and every bad decision I'd made was walking through my past. Then a stranger took the empty seat across the wooden tabletop, dressed in black from head to toe, with a smile that never stopped. He said, "Son, I've known your family long before your name was known." And suddenly the room got colder than the river over stone. The lights burned low, the clock stood still, and every shadow moved against my will. Devil at my table, look at me in the eye. Devil at my table, asking me to choose tonight between the man I've been and the man I wanna be. Devil at my table, trying to bargain with me. He slid a black ace across the wood and a photograph from years ago. Every mistake I'd buried deep was staring back from below. He offered wealth and glory, everything a fool might chase, but every promise sounded hollow behind that smiling face. Then I heard my father's voice, like thunder through the storm, saying every easy road you take leaves a different kind of scar. So I pushed the cards back toward him and stood up from my chair, 'cause some things cost too much to keep, no matter how unfair. The thunder cracked, the window shook, and the stranger's smile finally broke. Devil at my table, look at me in the eye. Devil at my table, asking me to choose tonight between the man I've been and the man I wanna be. Devil at my table, trying to bargain with me. Boots stomping, chains rattling, glass shaking, night unraveling. The cards caught fire, the shadows fled, and the devil left without a word said. Devil at my table, but he ain't sitting there no more. Devil at my table, walk right out the door. The storm rolled onward, the dawn broke free. The devil made his offer, but he didn't get me. The bartender wiped the counter, the rain slowed to a crawl, and the empty chair across from me held nothing there at all. ever felt like my own.
Folks around Crow Creek knew it long before they knew my face. Whispered it across the diner like it carried a different weight.
The preacher spoke it carefully. The sheriff watched his tone. Everywhere that name would travel, the rumors weren't far behind.
Some said it built this valley, some said it burned it down. Some called it a blessing,
some called it cursed ground. The louder they spoke it,
the less it felt the same.
like an empty church on Sunday,
Echoing a hollow name,
the hollow name.
still hanging over me.
The hollow name.
Like a ghost I couldn't see.
Every road I travel,
Every mile I claim,
I'm trying to become more than a hollow name.
I found an old black ledger hidden underneath the stairs, filled with debts and promises and truths nobody shared. The man before me chased power, the man before me chased gold.
But somewhere in the process,
Their stories all grew cold.
'cause a name without honor ain't worth the ink it's written in. And a legacy built on fear eventually caves in.
That's when I stopped running from the shadow I've been given and started building something that was actually worth living.
The river keeps moving,
The black oak still stands
but a name means nothing
without the man.
the hollow name.
Still hanging over me.
The hollow name.
Like a ghost I couldn't see.
Every road I travel,
Every mile I claim,
I'm trying to become more than a hollow name. Chains rattling,
church bells calling,
old walls shaking.
legends falling,
A bloodline ain't a destiny.
and a story can be changed.
The past may write the first chapter,
But it don't own every page.
the hollow name.
Ain't holding me tonight.
The hollow name.
Lost its grip in the light.
I'll leave behind a legacy that nobody can shame.
And maybe someday
This won't be a hollow name.
the church bell rang at sunrise,
The river whispered low,
and the weight I'd carried for years
finally let me go.
7 generations carried it through floods, droughts, and wars.
Passed from hand to withered hand, like the stories before. Every page smells like tobacco, dust and Tennessee rain.
Every name beside a day
Carry glory, loss, and pain.
Grandma said our blood runs stubborn, like the river after storms.
And every man in our family
Was born to weather more.
the roots go
Deeper than the eye can see,
and every shadow still follows me. 7 generations deep,
running through my soul,
7 generations deep.
like fire beneath the cold.
The past ain't gone,
It's living in my veins,
7 generations deep.
still calling out my name.
One fought in a foreign country, one built the church on the hill.
One spent half his life running,
From mistakes that haunt him still.
one made whiskey in the swamp, one preached every Sunday night.
One disappeared without a trace.
Under pale moonlight,
Some were saints and some were sinners. Most were somewhere in between.
but everyone left something
For the next bloodline to keep.
and standing in their footsteps, I can finally understand
We're all just temporary keepers.
of a much older plan.
The black oak remembers, the river still knows, the truth survives long after we go. 7 generations deep,
Running through my soul,
7 generations deep.
like fire beneath the cold.
The past ain't gone,
It's living in my veins,
7 generations deep.
still calling out my name.
Boots stomping, church bells ringing,
Chains rattling, voices singing.
7 generations standing here tonight.
Every ghost behind me pushing me toward the light. 7 generations deep.
And the story isn't done
I'll leave my own chapter
for another father, son. 7 generations deep,
stronger than regret.
the bloodline keeps moving.
And it ain't finished yet.
The sun broke through the valley,
The church bell rang again,
and I felt 7 generations
walking in the wind.
They called her the Swan Widow long before I knew her name. Living in a shack of cypress wood at the edge of Devil's Lane. Every evening at sunset, she light a lantern by the shore, then stare across the black water like she was waiting for something more. Some said her man went missing during a storm 20 years ago. Some said the swamp took his body. Some said she already knew. But nobody dared ask questions, 'cause her eyes could stop a fight. Cold as river water in winter, sharp as lightning in the night. The wind blew harder, the reeds bent low, and every rumor started to grow. Swamp widow, standing by the tide. Swamp widow, with the river in her eyes. Every night she's watching where the black water flows. Swamp widow, waiting for a ghost. One October I got curious, took my boat through the fog, following the lantern's reflection beyond the cypress log. I found her standing silent on a dock worn down by a year, holding an old silver pocket watch and fighting back her tears. She said the swamp don't steal people, it only keeps what's already gone. Then she looked out toward the darkness like she'd known it all along. Before I could ask another question, the fog swallowed up the shore. And when I looked around again, she wasn't there anymore. The moon disappeared, the water turned black. Some stories leave and never come back. Swamp widow, standing by the tide. Swamp widow, with the river in her eyes. Every night she's watching where the black water flows. Swamp widow, waiting for a ghost. Boots stomping, chains ringing, fog rising, night singing. A pocket watch star, the lantern burn low. Some hearts keep waiting long after they know. Swamp widow, still haunting my mind. Swamp widow, like a memory in the pines. The years keep moving, but some won't stay close. Swamp widow, still waiting for a ghost. The fog rolled through the cypress, the river hung below, and somewhere in the darkness, the lantern still glowed.
The midwife crossed herself twice, said she'd never seen a sky that black. The preacher called it bad luck,
said the devil might be riding that track. Mama laughed and held me closer, said a storm's just weather and wind.
but the old folks kept on talking,
like trouble had finally moved in.
every flood that hit this valley, every shadow I couldn't shake,
got blamed on the night I was born and the choices I would make. The river rose, the thunder rolled, some stories get told before you're old. Born under black water,
beneath the storm-torn sky.
born under black water,
But I was born to survive.
they can blame the river,
They can blame the rain.
born under black water, but I won't carry the shame. By 16 I was fighting, by 18 I was gone,
Chasing every bad decision.
that could prove them wrong.
I crossed state lines and county roads, worked fields and factory floors,
Met saints in roadside diners,
and demons behind locked doors.
everywhere I went I heard it,
That whisper from back home,
the storm still follows that boy around.
no matter where he roams.
Then one night beside the river,
With the moon hanging low,
I realized the curse wasn't mine.
it was the fear they'd always known.
The current moves, the years pass by, but truth survives every lie. Born under black water,
Beneath the storm-torn sky,
born under black water,
but I was born to survive.
they can blame the river,
They can blame the rain.
born under black water, but I won't carry the shame. Moose stomping, water rising, chains rattling, lightning striking. The river don't care,
Who wins or loses?
the storm don't care.
What story you choose?
Born under black water,
And stronger than before,
every flood that tried to drown me.
only taught me more.
Born under black water,
The darkness lost its claim,
the storm may be my birthplace,
but it ain't my name.
the river rolled toward morning,
The clouds began to break,
and for the first time in my life,
I left the past awake.
She lived where the dirt road ended, past the pines and the county sign, in a cabin built from old cypress, time had left behind. Folks said she healed the broken with nothing but a touch, a prayer, a whisper, promise when life became too much. The farmers came with troubles, the miners came with pain, the mothers came with heartache, and somehow left changed. Nobody knew a story or where she learned those ways. She appeared one summer morning and simply stayed. The wind moved softly as the trees bowed low, and every road seemed to lead where she'd go. Saint of the backwoods, standing in the light. Saint of the backwoods, guiding through the night when the world gets heavy and hope feels far away. Saint of the backwoods shows another way. One hot autumn, the river flooded higher than it had before. The current swallowed fences and crashed against the shore. The town was trapped by water, and fear spread through the rain. But she walked into the darkness like she wasn't afraid. She led the children uphill through the storm and rising tide, and by the break of morning, every soul was still alive. Some called it a miracle, some called it a luck or fate, but everyone remembered what happened on that day. The thunder rolled, the church bell rang, and every heart spoke her name. Saint of the backwoods, standing in the light. Saint of the backwoods, guiding through the night when the world gets heavy and hope feels far away. Saint of the backwoods shows another way. Boots stomping, chains swinging, storm clouds breaking, voices singing. The river calmed, the sky turned gold, and another legend began to unfold. Saint of the backwoods, still living in these tales. Saint of the backwoods, where faith never fails. The years keep moving, but the story remains. Saint of the backwoods, still walking through the rain. The cabin stands among the pines. The dirt road fades from sight, and some swear they still see her beneath the moonlight. Smoke rolled out the stillhouse door like a ghost escaping hell. The copper pots were glowing red, and the night began to swell. Old man Carter lit the furnace like his father used to do. Said this whiskey ain't just whiskey, boy, it's blood we're pouring through. The black oak beams were stained by decades of secret sweat and sin. Every barrel held a story of where this town had been. Then lightning cracked across the valley and the river started to rise. Something felt different in the darkness, like trouble in disguise. The fire got hotter, the wind screamed loud. The devil was dancing inside the clouds. Ashes in the stillhouse, smoke in the Tennessee sky. Ashes in the stillhouse, but the spirit never dies. The flames can take the building, the river can't take the land, but ashes in the stillhouse can't burn what's in our hands. The roof came down at midnight. The black oak started to burn. Every soul in Crow Creek Hollow came running at the turn. Chains rattled, boots were stomping, buckets passing hand to hand, trying to save the family barrels before they turned to sand. The preacher grabbed a whiskey cask, the sheriff grabbed one too. For one night nobody cared what was false or true, 'cause some things are worth protecting when the fire starts to climb. And the stories in those barrels had survived too much time. The sparks flew higher, the sirens cried, but the old bloodline would not die. Ashes in the stillhouse, smoke in the Tennessee sky. Ashes in the stillhouse, but the spirit never dies. The flames can take the building, the river can't take the land, but ashes in the stillhouse can't burn what's in our hands. Boots stomping, chain swinging, smoke rising, voices singing. The black oak cracked, the rafters fell, but the heart of the stillhouse survived that hell. Ashes in the stillhouse, the fire burned all night. Ashes in the stillhouse, but we came out alive. The walls became embers, the memories remain. Ashes in the stillhouse, and we'll build it back again. Smoke drifted toward the river, the sunrise broke through gold, and the ashes of the stillhouse still carried stories untold. Town took fields, fences, dreams, and pride. Every spring we'd watch it rise like a thief with the tide. It swallowed roads and memories, cut deep through family land, left scars across the valley like a mark from a giant hand. My grandfather cursed that water, my father feared its name, but fear becomes a prison when you keep feeding the flame. So when the clouds rolled in again and the warning sirens cried, we didn't pack up and run this time. We stood our ground and tried. The sky turned black, the wind blew wild, but nobody ran, nobody hid. Reclaim the river, take back what it stole. Reclaim the river, body, land, and soul. We ain't fighting water, we're fighting fear inside. Reclaim the river, tonight we turn the tide. Brought their tractors, the welders brought their steel, the preacher brought determination and the kind of faith you feel. We built the walls together through rain and mud and pain, side by side beneath the thunder, refusing to break again. The river hit like fury, but this town refused to bend, 'cause some things are worth saving again and again. And when the morning finally came, the water started falling back, leaving sunlight on the valley and hope upon its track. The storm moved on, the clouds gave way, and every heart had something to say. Reclaim the river, take back what it stole. Reclaim the river, body, land, and soul. We ain't fighting water, we're fighting fear inside. Reclaim the river, tonight we turn the tide. Chains pulling, hammers ringing, voices calling. The river roared, the town stood tall, and together we survived it all. Reclaim the river, the story's ours to write. Reclaim the river, standing in the light. The water keeps moving, but so do we. Reclaim the river and reclaim our destiny. Over Crow Creek, the black oak touched the sky, and the river finally looked smaller than the people standing by. south of Crow Creek, where the current runs slow and deep. Old fishermen avoid that place, and the locals rarely speak.
A rusted bell hangs from a cypress, swinging when there ain't no wind. And every child around these parts gets warned not to go in.
My grandfather called it Hollow Bend, said the river remembers names. Every flood leaves something behind, and nothing leaves the same.
They say beneath that black water, past the mud and tangled roots, lie the bones of forgotten stories and long forgotten truths.
The river whispers,
the moon turns pale,
and every legend
leaves a trail.
bones beneath the water,
Sleeping in the dark,
bones beneath the water.
still beating like a heart.
The river hides the secrets,
The river guards the blame,
bones beneath the water,
still calling out our names.
One summer night I took a lantern and followed the river down past the old church ruins and the edge of town.
The fog grows thick around me, like ghosts from years before.
And somewhere in the distance I heard that rusted bell once more.
Then the water started moving, though the wind was standing still, like something deep beneath it had awakened with a will.
I saw boards and wagon wheels half buried in the clay, remnants of a settlement the river washed away.
The shadow shifted,
The reeds leaned low,
and every answer
refused to show. Bones beneath the water,
sleeping in the dark,
bones beneath the water.
still beating like a heart.
The river hides the secrets,
The river guards the blame,
bones beneath the water.
still calling out our names.
Boots stomping,
Chains dragging,
fog rising,
night cracking,
the bell kept ringing.
the black water sways,
Some things get buried,
but never fade.
bones beneath the water.
Not every ghost is gone,
Bones beneath the water.
their memory lingers on.
The river keeps the stories,
Long after we're the same,
bones beneath the water.
still whispering our names.
The dawn broke through the cypress.